We got audio, we got everything live. Another episode of the Gato Show. Make some noise. One more time, make some noise. Man, oh man. Technical difficulties, but I am determined to get this episode through. Been off for a little bit, but I'm back. My goal is to, of course, with God's will, provide a little bit more consistency. I've been really busy the last, I want to say, month since I came and did another episode. We opened another studio, 1080 Wyckoff, Red Autumn Studios. So make sure if y'all need mixing and mastering, recording, tap in with us. Shout out to my brother Benny Musa, completing that project. It took a little bit longer than what we anticipated, because we normally knock them out pretty soon, but we just been real busy. Shout out to my team in ATL. Banger Stretch, Buggy Chad, all of the guys out there doing the work. Red Autumn Studios in Atlanta, we getting ready to finish that up too. So we're gonna be doing some sessions, some content, some things going on out there. To God be the glory. Man, the Lord been doing amazing things. I'm just been watching and watching the Lord just not only just come into all aspects of my life, but I've been watching the Lord, come into my brothers, people that I'm close to. I've been watching the Lord do the work with them, which is beautiful because it keeps us all on the same path. Shout out to my brother Corey. Since high school, man, he just finished overcoming a very big challenge in his life, and I got the opportunity to pray with him and to talk with him and build with him and just share the fact that we on a different path. We went to the same high school together, and we've been friends ever since. We lived together, and we've been through a lot of things, obviously as young men trying to figure out our way in life, and now we're here, we're fathers, and he was going through a very big challenge in his life, but to God be the glory. Corey received the victory in the end. And I'm going to use another person that's close to me. Shout out to my bro, Buggy. And let me just say this. I just met Buggy, but because of the level of impact and the conversations that we've had and the work that's been done, I feel like I've known Buggy for a long time, and I'm just happy to help my brother out. He just completed his process. And I don't want to get into too much detail, but let's just say that the album, the EP that I just put out, he told me from himself that it inspired him to go on his own journey. So praise to the Most High. I cannot take no credit for that. That's the Most High. Shout out to my brother Benny, once again, partner, doing business for years now. We coming up on 10 years of Red Autumn Studios, and Benny was one of the first people to come on board and really take the company and things that we had going to the next level. So shout out to Benny Musa. While I was gone, I was working on a couple of projects. I got some things lined up in the works coming, some new stuff. I don't want to give too much away, but definitely want to come back and start delivering the podcast a little bit more often because I feel good doing them. I've been getting a lot of good feedback from people. People been telling me that they like it, they want to see some more of it. So here I am once again, trying to deliver the best I could. But tonight's topic, let's just get into it. Trusting in the Most High. Trusting in the Most High. In my last couple episodes, I talked about the fast and what I did on August 1st, which was something that really I want to be able to look back on and just thank God for that moment to be in a covenant and to understand and to work with the Most High. So, but when you're in that 7-day fast and you really locked in with the Most High, when the fast breaks and you go back into the world, that's where you learn a lot as well. And one of the things that I learned was really understanding and trusting in the Most High. And what does that look like? What does trusting in the Most High look like? Well, let me just be very clear. I'm still learning. I'm not a master of anything in this world. I'm still learning. I'm still on my walk. I'm still on my journey. So I can only tell y'all what it's been like for me what trusting in the Most High is. And hopefully if you find some sort of relation to what I'm experiencing, then we could identify that as somewhat of the truth. One thing that I've learned with trusting in the Most High is the power of being still. Now, for a person like me, it's difficult. And for a lot of people that's watching, it's difficult to be still and allow the Lord to do work, because we're always taught that you got to hustle. You got to have the next step. You got to have the next play. You got to have the next thing. And when you're always doing that, you don't have a chance to sit still and see what God wants you to do. You don't have a chance to see the work that God is doing, because let's be very clear. When you're doing that, it's because you want to control all outcomes. And when you do that, whether you realize it or not, you're trying to play God. You're trying to be God. You're trying to determine the outcomes. And so you hustling, you working. And now I'm not discrediting nobody who's going out there and working and doing what they need to do. I'm not discrediting that at all. I'm only talking about my experience. But in my experience, I was doing all of that, hustling, trying to do my best to elevate the company, working, trying to do everything except consulting with the Most High on what I was doing. And that's where things kind of, let's just say, for lack of a better term, as I was building it, it was also falling apart at the same time. And after a while, you just get tired of that. And it's because you're not consulting with the Most High. You're not trusting with the Most High. You're not having those conversations about what your next step should be. You just trying to make your next steps, and you doing it all by yourself. And it don't work like that. For me, now I can't speak on everybody else's life. That's your business. I can only talk about my life. There's a big difference between me doing the work, as far as with building a company, working with my team, leading my team, doing that from a place and a space where I'm not consulting with God versus when I'm consulting with God. When I'm consulting with God, the outcomes are 3 to 4 times more than I ever imagined. As a matter of fact, I can't even put a number on it. It's just way bigger than what I imagined. When I'm doing it by myself, it may look like it's progress, but there's always like a leak. It may look like the ship is sailing, but it looks like there's a leak, and it's forcing the ship to actually slow down. It was still some momentum, but it wasn't the level of momentum that I've been getting since I've been trusting in the Most High. And for a person like me, it was a little challenging because I'm really independent. Like, I'm always like, I got to do it myself. I got to do it. I'm not used to releasing certain things and putting certain things in people's hands. And, I'm not used to doing that with human beings. With God, I can only feel God. I can't even physically see God, right? I can only see the manifestations of God. However, I can't physically see him. So the trusting aspect of it becomes even more difficult because I can't see. The only thing that I could do, which is the next step, is be still. I learned that. Be still, be quiet, and just observe. Sometimes when we trying to determine all the outcomes, we just doing a whole bunch of movement. But God speaks through stillness. God speaks to you when you are not chasing something. God speaks to you when you are looking and seeking his face. You're looking and seeking the answers from him, not trying to make them on your own. So during that fasting process, one thing that I learned and one thing that I've been practicing since is being still, being in prayer, and just writing down the responses that I get back to prayer and keeping them in my notebook. And then literally, as I see it in my notebook, I'll pray on it again. I'll pray and say, okay, Lord, I've received what you want me to do. This is what I've done thus far. Where am I at now? And then I'll get new things to do. So that's been my process now. Like, case in point, I came out of the fast. I was instructed to do this podcast. I was instructed to do the project. The Most High had given me the words to say during that project. I was instructed to shoot the video, how to shoot the video, what to shoot the video, like the concept of In God We Trust, involving my children in it, trusting in the Most High that, to show the life of my children in a 3-minute and 20-second video. I was instructed to do the Most High, to do this podcast. And now once I complete all of these things on my checklist, I go back to prayer and I say, okay, God, what do you want me to do now? And I think that cycle demonstrates me trying to seek the Most High's approval in every single thing that I do and trusting that I'll get the answers, because I'm looking at the things that I was able to do as far as with the EP. And even though it's 2 tracks on it, to me, they're very powerful tracks. I've had people tell me that these tracks have impacted them. My brother called me and said, man, this is some of the best stuff I've ever heard in regards to worship music or using music as a tool to relate to God. I've had people tell me, look, this song is exactly what I needed in the time that I needed it. Or I had people tell me, hey, this project made me or inspired me to want to get back closer to the Most High God. So just that alone, the power of just being able to trust in the Most High, doing the action, and then seeing the results, that right there solidifies it for me. And so I'm praying that this process I have the discipline to keep up with. I have 100% confidence that when I'm obedient to the Most High and I'm doing the work of the Most High, that I will always get the answers that the Most High wants me to have at the time He wants me to have it. Because I'm trusting and I'm obedient. I'm trying my best. And let me just be very clear. I'm not perfect, man. I got my vices just like everybody else. But I'm trying. I'm constantly trying. I'm constantly trying to consult with the Most High. I'm trying to stay away from things that's not good to my spirit. I'm saying no to certain things that some people will perceive as opportunities. And I'm like, nah, that's going to take me off of the path of dealing with the Most High. I don't want to go off the path. I'm not trying to veer off the path. I'm trying to make sure that I'm staying in the path so that I can continue to do the work that has been pretty much ordained for me and that I get fulfillment from. That's another thing that I realized, like on this journey, I'll be getting a lot of fulfillment from just trusting in the process of the Most High, doing the work and then seeing the results. You know, before I was kind of chasing money, chasing, obviously for the label to be the biggest thing and, notoriety, clothes, material things. I wanted to get a Benz, like all of these things, you know what I'm saying? Watches, rollies and all that. They're nice things, but they're not fulfilling things. These are the things that we're taught that will fulfill us, but it doesn't. From my vantage point, what I've been experiencing is the biggest fulfillment that I've gotten is doing the work of the Most High and then seeing when that work is in fruition and it's helping people and it's doing what it needs to do. And then even when I look at the videos and I go back and I listen to the raps and the stuff that I did, I'm like, dang, this is fire. Like, nobody can tell me nothing. You can't tell me nothing. I don't even care if you don't even listen to this type of music. You can't tell me that this is not art. This is not a high level of art. You can't tell me that because you'll be a liar. And being able to look back at that 10 years from now, God willing, if He gives me that time, 12 years from now, as I become a much more older man, I can say, man, I did something. My life mattered. There's a record of me contributing to the Most High God by way of what I'm able to do. And that right there to me is the biggest fulfillment. And it's tough because this world is designed to take you away from your relationship with the Most High God and to put your loyalty and your love and your faith into everything else except God. And I'm guilty of it. I put myself on the chopping block. I'm guilty of it, so I can speak on it. I've done it before. I know people who were close to me, some now with me, some people who aren't with me. No, we all do it. That's part of our nature, unfortunately. But we can use that as a stepping stool to get back right. And that's what I'm learning, trusting in the Most High. Another thing I learned, get a little bad real quick, hold on. It's my favorite, coconut water. Another thing I learned, you don't ever gotta chase people, places, or things or circumstances. Who God has ordained for you, trust that God has the right outcome for you with the people that He puts in front of you. And let me just fully clarify, it's not a shot at nobody because I'm not perfect. Everybody who is in your life is there for reasons and seasons, right? Some seasons are 3 months, other seasons are 3 years, other seasons are 10 years, 15 years, other seasons are the seasons of your whole life. And they're there for particular reasons. And as the seasons change, so do the reasons. So you got to trust in the Most High that if somebody leaves your life for that particular season, there's a reason behind it. And if somebody is staying in your life for that particular season, then there's also a reason behind it. The key thing is to try and get your level of discernment up, get your level of wisdom up, make sure you get your prayer life up so that you can get that spirit to be able to judge whether or not this person is there for you for just a reason that is not in alignment with the Most High. And then once they're not in alignment with the Most High, you have a choice. And once that choice is presented to you, you know, that becomes between you and the Most High. But I learned that trust, that the power of release and letting go is so important, because that's another demonstration that you trust in the Most High's outcome. And I used to be like that. Like, I used to think, okay, this person's in my life. I'm not thinking of how long the season is going to be. I'm just going to think, hey, this future it looks like this to me, and we're going to chase this future, but it doesn't really exist. It's false. It's false. Instead of saying, okay, I know you're here now. You're here for this particular reason. Let's try and make this reason in this particular season the best that we could do for today. And then whatever God has in store for us tomorrow, we'll work with that. If there is a tomorrow and we're in each other's tomorrows, we'll work with that. And having that level of just release really has given me a level of confidence and a level of peace and it's real. Like, I feel honestly like as long as my relationship with God is good, as long as I'm in alignment and I'm obedient to the Most High, that all my relationships are gonna work. All of them. I'm not gonna have no problems with nobody. I'm gonna have peace everywhere I go. People are gonna respect me. I'm not gonna be having to worry about being disrespected because my foundation is not in people, but it's really in the Most High. And if somebody leaves my life, so be it. It won't hurt as much as God leaving my life. Because I've been there. I've been there when I'm not hearing the voice of God. And that's because of me and what I'm doing. It's not because of God. It's because of what I'm doing. I'm the one rebelling. So how could I ask for God's help when I'm not living the right way? And nobody's perfect. Living the right way is a constant practice. It's really hard to do. It's not easy. So my heart go to people. It's not easy, but I can tell you this. The benefits definitely are worth it in this life and in the next. Because what I learned is trusting in the Most High and the laws of the Most High and being obedient to the Most High, it protects me from the worst part of me. It keeps me from not crashing out. It keeps me and keeps my nature in check. Laws and commandments are put in place to protect me and my soul and my spirit. It glorifies God. Absolutely. But God has put that wisdom in place so that, because God knows we really are stupid. We could be our worst enemy sometimes. Maybe not stupid. Let me just rephrase that. Father, forgive me. We could be our own worst enemy sometimes. We could be really foolish and unwise. And so those commandments, those laws, keeps everything in perimeter. It keeps everything in check. Trust in that. Trust in that process. Trust in that it's meant to make you better. And now, just looking at the work that's been done since August 1st and looking at the growth, I'm talking to studios. I got some projects underneath the wraps that I can't really disclose right now, but even those coming into fruition. Me staying in shape, still at, 220 pounds. And staying in the gym and being healthy and living a much more healthier lifestyle. Having my family and being in good relationships and good spirits with my family, my children. Just trusting in the Most High that the Most High's outcome is forever better than every other person's outcome. My outcome, the next person's outcome. No. What is the Most High's outcome? Because that's the best outcome. And trusting that right there, that outcome is absolute. That's all you need. So we got the 18 mark coming into we got the 19 mark. I just want to say this with everybody in closing. My goal, or what I was told to do, instructed to do with everything that I own, is to just use it that's pleasing to the Most High. Use your tools, your skill sets, your talents, your resources. Trust in the Most High and use it so that it pleases the Most High. And do it in your way. Do it in a way that is unique to how God designed you. And so I feel like trusting in that process, I'm doing it. And I encourage everybody to don't be afraid to also, if you get that inkling or that feeling to do it, follow that. Don't worry about what other people going to say. Don't worry about other people trying to box you in and put you in a framework that they thought that you was always going to be in. Don't worry about that. Worry about that trust in the Most High and trusting in, just the fact that you're going to be led to something way bigger. But here's the caveat. Here's the trick. But it's not a trick. Here's the caveat. Here's the main thing. You got to have the intention to want to follow. Because if you don't have the intention on wanting to follow and practicing obedience, then you're not going to get what you're hoping for. See, you have to give something up in order to trust the Most High. You have to give up what you think is right for you and trust in the Most High that the Most High will present what's right for you. So with that being said, another episode of the Real Gato Show. Let's make some noise. Make sure y'all like. Make sure you comment. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure if you want anything to say, just reach out to me. Let me know. I'm hoping that these episodes impact. I'm hoping that these episodes help. Make sure that y'all go check out RedOdamNYC.com. New recording studio. So if y'all need recording, mixing, mastering, we're there. We'll be able to take care of you. Me personally, I'm not recording no music that ain't serving to the Most High, so don't even ask me. I'm not mixing and mastering it, so don't even ask me. That's my personal preference. I'm not asking nobody to be what I am or what I'm trying to be. That's just my personal preference. There are, engineers who have their own walk, and I respect that. And, they would record, mix, and master whatever they want. And so, you could deal with them. However, me personally, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that anymore because it's just not right to my spirit. However, we still have that business. We still have engineers who are willing to record that level of expression. So by all means, feel free to reach out to us. RedOdamNYC.com. Recording studio 1080 Wyckoff. Red Odom Atlanta studio is coming up pretty soon. Music, recording, mixing, and mastering. We got you covered. Podcast, we got you covered. And we're doing an introductory as well. So 1 free hour. You join, you come on board, 1 free hour you'll get with your first session if you're a first-time client. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. Another episode of the Real Gato Show. Let's make some noise once again. God be the glory.